Fog Entertainment back again, ranking every death in season Sophia. And we're kicking off
the season of Sophia. I think I'm sick of hearing that name.
I fucking am, fucker. Glad she came out that barn deed. Anyway, coming in at number 9, we've got the Fat Man. With Fat Man Tony, or was it Davey?
It was Tony, definitely Tony.
He hit the deck right. Right, this guy's coming in last because Rick's not even facing him, man. And he can't get the smackdown line on him.
At least Dave and Rick had a nice wee conversation for 5 minutes. Tony just kind of
held a shotgun, sipped a beer, and fucking played with the jukebox.
Yeah, that was his contribution
to the conversation.
Plus, you actually seen Tony actually like, or Dave even like whip out his gun. You know, like Tony just big fat piece of shit.
He's just a fucking waster, man.
Nah, I wasn't very good.
And I think rightfully so belongs at last here. But coming in at number 8,
I'm not convinced if he should be last, but
well, he is last. But coming in at number 8 with Jimmy. Because this guy's deaf, albeit, right? Oh, he saved Rick and Carl, aye. But he left the front door open. And you closed the front door.
Yeah, I don't know if he left the front door open. I think they burst through it.
No, it was open.
Well, that's just fucking retarded.
It was open, because I remember the shot of where he's driving. He stands up and it pans to the door, to the RV, and they all run in and bite him. Rip him to shreds. And on that same night, coming in at number 7, Patricia. I actually wanted this a wee bit higher up, but she's holding Beth's arm.
The Green family are making a run out the house. They're all holding hands because
that's what you fucking do, innit?
God forbid, make yourself bigger, make yourself a bigger target for the zombies. And essentially, she's like at the back of the pack, and she gets grabbed and gets bitten. What's so good about that? I mean, how is that better than Jimmy's heroic death?
Oh, Jimmy's heroic death. He's a tool. Right, how about we just...
Hold on. First of all, Jimmy...
They're both shite.
Jimmy saved the main character, Rick, right?
No, Randall's coming up soon.
No, hold on. Jimmy saved the main character, Rick. Plus, he helped look for Sophia. Now, let's look at Carol. What did she do? I know she's not dead, but still.
Fucking irrelevant.
No, I just think Jimmy's alright.
Anyway, did Randall look for Sophia?
Just for Jimmy.
Oh, what about Randall? He turns up, his death. Shane just snaps his neck. I wasn't much of a fan of this person.
I don't think it was a great death, but you know what? I think it was kind of cool how when they're walking away, it's like Randall almost confirms what the group initially maybe thought about Randall's group, and that they're actually not that nice people.
Yeah, and
just like maybe I'm not saying Shane.
It was the first reveal of you don't need to be bitten.
And I'm not saying Shane was right to want to kill him, but I think it kind of showed here that he basically told that story about how they fucking killed a guy and raped his daughters or something.
No, I raped in front of him. Why he told Daryl that, I'll never understand.
Did they think that was going to let Daryl go? Alright, we'll let you go then. But yeah,
sounds like a good guy to keep around your daughters, Herschel.
Like you said, Randall's death was part of Shane's plan to kill Rick. Plus, he is the first character that we see come back without being bitten, so I think it had a lot of importance.
Aye.
It wasn't necessarily a great death, but it was an important death, so...
Exactly, and talking of a not so important death, it was Big Davey.
I actually disagree. I think this was an important death. This is Rick's first kill.
Alright, important death then.
So it's not?
So Tony's the second kill and it's pish, but you wanted to count them as the same death earlier, now all of a sudden Davey's the man.
What's wrong with that? I think they could have easily been.
So how is he 5th and how is he 9th? If it was such an important moment, get in the fucking bin.
Because second it doesn't compare to first, mate. That's why.
They're both pish. Alright.
No, I mean, come on. Rick's backed into a corner here. He knows he needs to protect the group. He knows he needs to protect the location of the farm. Doesn't look like Dave and Tony's taking no for an answer. So Rick brings out his own answer, and that's the python.
But see, again, Rick kind of waits to initiate. I know he's a police officer, blah, blah, blah.
This was self-defense. They were going to kill Rick.
He should have just killed him. Anyway.
That wasn't murder.
Coming in at number 4 with Dale. Again, Dale getting killed by the skinniest walker. I wasn't actually a fan of this death.
Yeah, I don't like
this.
It was sad, I don't like this death, but I mean, the logic behind it's fucking retarded. But I do think the way that they all gather around and they're all crying, and Carol feels like a little bit of sympathy, and then you got Daryl taking the gun. He's like, sorry, bro, and then shooting.
We all thought it was Merle in the promos.
I think that's what I like about it. What I don't like about it is the fact that Dale literally goes outside after disagreeing with the whole like Randall vote to kill situation, and then he's like literally in the middle of like the farm or whatever, and then all of a sudden a walker manages to sneak up. Now he does see a cow that's been eaten, but soon as he sees that cow, should he not be more alert around his surroundings?
Exactly.
And even then, even if he doesn't see the cow, how can the walkers kind of growl? Plus, the way they walk, they're like sluggish. You know, they make noise. They drag their feet. I just, and it's at night time. It's fucking silent. It's not like he's on a busy. Oh, he's in the city. He's in Atlanta. You maybe hear stuff. You know, like even though you could argue Walking Dead, zombie apocalypse,
and it's just
you ain't going to hear stuff. But I think that
like we've seen her. She'll get into like fights with walkers, and he's got them off. And why couldn't Dale do it?
Yeah, I just thought the fact this walker managed to sneak up and Dale was a bit lame. And then of course it tears into his stomach. We've never really seen this before. How easily it just like ripped his stomach open. So he wasn't bitten.
This is stupid, right? I know he's like a guy in his 60s, right? But look at Carol, dishwasher, about near 50. Her, not a bit of meat on her, and she can fucking wrestle them and do whatever. Fight grown men? Oh, fuck off, get in the bin.
But Dale can't fight a walker.
Dale can't open a fucking tin of Baxter's tomato soup.
Look how easily Darrow though made the save. Well, he was late in making the save, like, but still, I get my point.
I get your point anyway.
Darrow ran over him.
Darrow, stab in the back of the dome, grabbed it off him. Dale's like, thank you, son, but tomato soup's everywhere.
Moving on to number 3, and we have the death of Otis. Now, we talked about earlier how Rick had his first kill in this video when he killed Dave and then Tony. Well, this was Shane's first kill in The Walking Dead Apocalypse. And, I mean, some people are saying Shane was wrong here. Some people are saying this was murder. And you know what? I do think he was wrong, but at the end of the day, Shane didn't feel like him and Otis were both going to manage to escape, especially since Otis was big and fat and Shane was injured with a sore leg. But the way I see it, I think Shane did this more out of to save Carl rather than to save himself, because he told Otis like twice in the lead up to this that he should go on without him, and Otis like, I ain't leaving you behind. And then Shane drew conclusions that, you know what, we ain't going to get away for these walkers. If Otis takes one to the knee, then you know the walkers will feast on him, and that'll give me time to get here. So Shane asks him how many bullets he's got, and then he figures out when Otis is out, Shane's got one left in the chamber, shoots him in the leg, starts pulling all the gear off him that they need to save Carl. They get a bit of a scuffle. Otis manages to pull a bit of Shane's hair out. Shane punches him a few times, grabs the stuff, manages to limp off, and then we see the walkers grabbing Otis and tearing into his body here, and he got his stomach bit, his face bit, just tearing the skin for his flesh. And I felt really bad for Otis here, because you know what, he shot Carl by accident, but he was willing to actually leave the group. He's willing to go and put his life on the line, going to like this overpopulated, infested school to try and get this equipment to save Carl, and it wasn't Otis's fault, let's be honest, right? Carl was at the wrong place, wrong time, but he was willing to risk his life to save this child. Whereas if you look at Dishwater Carol, her daughter was fucking out and didn't even go out and look once.
Well, I fucking looked out the window like in the RV at the field. That was it. Then looked at the forest, didn't go in. Big Otis, he went, I'll go in, save the kid, and grab myself a wee McDonald's while I'm at it.
I can see why Shane done it, but I don't agree with it, and I can't help feel bad for Otis. And it was a good death as well, because I think it was like the beginning of maybe the heel Shane turn. Like,
he shaved his head, he turned heel, man.
I did, so.
You know, but coming in number 2 with Sophia, the Sophia season. It's the Sophia time to shine. Rick tells her to go hide, then come back to the highway.
Well, that whole stuff was retarded.
Yeah.
Keep the sun on your left shoulder. Make sure you're always 90 degrees. Run this way. I mean,
how about just say, fucking stay here until I come back and get you?
Or just walk around the walkers and get back to the highway and let the other people kill them.
He could have picked her up, right? Ran for like 10 minutes in one direction and then just did like a different way back with her.
Hold on here. How far away do you think they were from... How far away do you think they were from the highway when he caught up there?
Fuck, 2 minutes.
He could have just easily ran around the walkers.
And even if the walkers came back to the highway, it was fucking 2 of them.
That's what I'm saying. The group could have took care of them. I thought this was... I did think this was incredibly
Anyway,
dumb.
right, but Otis, catches her, puts her in the barn. They find out there's walkers in the barn. Shane's like, fuck it, we're opening the barn. Big reveal. Why is she still coming? Not quite Sophia, but then Rick's like, I need to step up to the task here because I see
Rick,
slippers.
it ain't like it was before.
I see slippers, Rick. Rick, what is that? That's little kitty slippers, Rick. Sophia walks out.
Stumbles at the barn, Carol cries, goes to run over, Daryl catches her. No one's really going to step up, so Rick takes one for the team, walks up, shoots Sophia. Definitely putting her second because of because when they find the reveal that she's in the barn and bitten. I mean, our initial scene where she disappears / dies, I don't think is that great. I think it's really stupid writing. I just cannot imagine why Rick would do that. Now, Laurie does say that Carol needs to stop looking at Rick like that. She needs to stop blaming him because it's all over her face. Now, I can kind of see where Carol's coming from because she's like, that really? That was your plan? But then again, at the same time, I didn't see Carol running over to go after her daughter.
I know.
So while I don't
if she was out day and night for like the next week looking for her, she could have an argument with Rick. Why'd you tell her to do that?
While I don't think Rick made the right choice, at least he went after Sophia.
Exactly.
See, every time I think about it, Carol never actually went out looking for her once. She just sat in the fucking RV.
Didn't even help with the well. Fuck her. I'm glad her kid died. Most overrated fucking character of all time. She redeems us. Aye, she redeems herself later on when her kid's been dead about 2 years.
No, it's horrible. She's not even in any spin-offs, so she can't die. She's got immunity.
She died to me when I seen her first. Absolute shite show. But anyway, Shane carried this death with his acting, and he's number 1 on our list. Take it away, Ricky boy.
I'm a better father than you, Rick. I'd be here for Laurie, but you just come back and you destroy everything. Raise your gun.
Raise your gun, Rick. Raise your gun, brother. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, Shane. No. Anyway, I thought this was really sad and great.
I really touched you. And you know what? I don't think this is self-defense for Rick. People say it was. I mean, I don't think it is because Rick essentially
self-defense in the long term, maybe, but not initially.
Because like Rick realizes what he's doing, and Rick continues on with his plan. It's like, I mean, surely Rick could have dissolved this situation. And it's like it does look like Shane's gonna
kill him.
No, I was gonna say not kill him.
It does look like, and then he eventually he's like, "Alright, we'll go back then."
If he was gonna kill him, why wouldn't he just kill him? That's what he had to do.
I know, but say Shane kills Rick. Are the group going to be alright with it like they were with Rick doing it? Of course they would not have been.
Fuck.
I can't think of one person. Even, I mean, look at Daryl. Daryl's so far up Rick's ass. He's like, oh, Shane brought Randall out here. I can tell by the tracks, man. Oh, it even says the date he left and the time. Fuck off, Daryl.
It's funny how they believe Rick's story. Well, I guess they don't really have a choice because the whole farm, when they time to get back, is up in flames and shit. But it's like, I feel like if Shane went back, Daryl would have been out looking. It's like, hey, no, Shane's lying. That's not what happened. It's like.
I guess if Carl wasn't there, though, I mean, Shane could have just fucking lied when he get back. He's like, he got separated from Rick because there's a fucking herd, and then they never see Rick again. I mean, that would have been believable.
True.
But, aye, he comes in at number 1. Only 9 deaths in the entire season, which is very.
Don't worry, they're going to make up for it from season 3 onwards.
I mean, the governor kills about 19 people in one scene alone, like, so. There you go, can't wait to rank all of them. All those no-names that get killed outside of the prison. Can't wait, brother.
I'm not saying season 3 sucked, but I mean, you take Shane at the show and it dips.
It's going down, downtown, down and down. Anyway, guys, till next time, that's it for Fog Entertainment. Peace.